Why won't Rod Rosenstein now appear under oath before the committees of Trey Gowdy and Bob Goodlatte? Where's the subpoena demanding that he turn over the 302s, the FISA warrants, all these things that have been requested? Jim Jordan, who's joining us, Freedom Caucus member, candidate to be a Speaker of the House of Representatives if the Republicans win in 26 days, and Congressman Dave Bratt of Virginia. And by the way, Congressman Dave Bratt happens to be in one of those districts that is a very, very tough but winnable district. If you're in, what district are you in the Commonwealth, sir?
Seventh district, Sean. Thanks much.
If you're in the 7th district in the Commonwealth of Virginia, let me tell you something. We need Dave Bratt as part of the Freedom Caucus because that's the only group that's been out there fighting to keep the promises that the Republicans made, for the last 7 years. And he's been fighting hard every day, and he's taken a lot of heat for it. And now they're throwing tons of money to get him defeated. If you're in the 7th district in Virginia, I hope you go out and vote for Dave Bratt. Maybe help out his campaign if you can. Anyway, welcome both of you to the program. Jim, let me start with you. Is it 3 or 4 people now that say that Rod Rosenstein wanted to... How many people now?
There are several, and here's the bottom line. When the chairman of the Committee of Jurisdiction asks you to come in and testify, in this case the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, you are obligated to do that. Remember, Rod Rosenstein is Senate confirmed. When he goes through his confirmation process, he gets asked that question, will you come and testify under oath and answer Congress's question when called? His answer to that is yes. He is obligated to do it, and for him not to come is ridiculous, particularly in light of what we now know, where we have a contemporaneously account of someone saying that he was serious about actually recording the commander-in-chief of this great country. So, yeah, he should be in front of us, and if he's not going to come in like he's supposed to, like he said he was going to, then there definitely should be a subpoena, and we'll bring him in for a deposition.
Well, there's a lot that Rod Rosenstein needs to explain, and it should be under oath. That's the normal procedure, as I understand it, right?
It sure is. It sure is. You're supposed to come in. It's supposed to be under oath. We're the Committee of Jurisdiction, the Judiciary Committee. He's the guy who is, in effect, running the Justice Department. And understand the timeline. On May 9th, Comey is fired based on the Rosenstein memo. On May 16th is when he has his conversation with Lisa Page and Andy McCabe where he says he was thinking about recording the president. Contemporaneous with that, McCabe and Page tell the FBI chief counsel, Jim Baker, that Rod Rosenstein was serious about that. This is all on May 16th, and of course May 17th is when Bob Mueller is named special counsel. It's also interesting, Sean, what else happened on May 16th. That's the day Mueller went in and interviewed for the job of FBI director. The same day, just kind of interesting. And then, of course, he doesn't get the job, and the next day he's named special counsel. So this all happens, and then, as you pointed out in your intro, the FISA renewal, the third FISA renewal gets signed 1 month later. So that's sort of the timeline, and what we want is we want to bring him in and ask you questions about all those events throughout that 2-month period.
All right, Dave Bratt, let's bring you into this. But first, tell us, how is your race going? I know that you've been targeted now by Nancy Pelosi and company, and they're throwing a ton of money in your district to get you defeated. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. We're winning on the policy, the health care, immigration, taxes. My opponent is a Pelosi liberal, and so we're putting the word out. But it's like you say, they're pouring billions in because they know.
Yeah, they're going after you and Barbara Comstock big time in Virginia, right?
Right. No, it's a battle, and they're the resist. My opponent's the resist. She really doesn't have a platform at all right now, and so she's just running on the resistance and on the no vote, and that's it. So I think the people, especially after the Supreme Court debacle on the left, and then Hillary yesterday, and all the folks chiming in on the left, I think the voters in Virginia are going to do the right thing.
Look, I think, and we've been putting up 10 specific races a night, Congressman Jordan. California, Arizona, Mia Love in Utah, Colorado has a number of seats. Listen, if people want the full list, we've identified the top 70 seats. We put it up on Hannity.com so that people can check and make sure that if their congressman or woman is in a tough race, that they get out to the polls. What do you think is going to happen in 26 days, Congressman Jordan?
I think we're going to win. I think we got great candidates like Dave Bratt who are fighting for the things that the American people elected us to fight for. So I think we're going to win. And I think the way you frame it up, Sean, is the way you've been doing it. How radical the left is. I like to say it this way. The left today is that they applaud Kaepernick when he disrespects the flag. They embrace Governor Cuomo when he says America was never that great. And they cheer on Maxine Waters when she says go out and harass anyone who supports the president. And we saw that double down on that whole mindset, double down on yesterday with what Clinton and Holder said about Republicans.
What do you make of all this? They're going after Sarah Sanders and Pam Bondi and Secretary Nielsen.
Yeah, it's just how radical the left is. Today's modern Democrat Party, today's party of the left, has taken the most extreme positions in history. Raise your taxes, abolish ICE, never secure the border, continue to socialize medicine, and impeach the president. And you contrast that with what the president, under his leadership, we've accomplished. I mean, the list is phenomenal. We did this the other day, Sean, but think about it. Taxes cut, regulations reduced, economy growing at 4.2%, lowest unemployment in 50 years. We're out of the Iran deal, the embassies in Jerusalem. We got a new NAFTA deal. The hostages have come home from North Korea, and we got two good guys on the United States Supreme Court. That's an amazing record. And if we frame it up that way, in 26 days, we will win and keep the majority and continue to be able to do the things to make America
why
great.
Why don't you teach some of these candidates, they can't string two sentences together. I have no idea why they're running for office when you can't communicate.
This is a nationalized election, and we got to understand that and go out and give that kind of message. Dave Brad understands that. He's out campaigning on the good things that have happened with conservative leadership and his leadership. That's how we have to run these campaigns, and if we do, I think we keep the majority.
Let me ask you a question. Now, Fox has confirmed that the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, then acting FBI director, this is after the firing of Comey, Andrew McCabe, and Robert Mueller all met on a weekend day after Mueller's investigation started up. And in that meeting, Rosenstein and McCabe are both detailing reasons why the other one needs to recuse themselves from the Russia investigation. As Mueller's sitting there watching all this go on and knowing that, well, I guess I'm in charge of the whole thing. What do you make of that, Dave Brett?
Yeah, well, I'll just go back to the way you framed it. You always have to pass comments. I'll let Jim, because he's on oversight, get the specifics. But in your intro, Rosenstein said we have to follow the Constitution for the people because we need oversight to follow the evidence using reason. And now he won't show up in front of the people, right? So he's not just saying no to Jim Jordan and members of Oversight Committee. He's saying no to the American people. And when he's just said in your remarks that the job and the role of the Constitution is to give the people oversight using evidence and reason. So he's thumbing his nose at the U.S. Congress. And if we don't hold strong, that precedent is not good. And I'll let Jim go on with the specifics.
Yeah, Sean, so you're exactly right. Both McCabe and Rosenstein have a conflict. So this is interesting. They're both actually right. Andy McCabe should have been recused from any type of oversight over the Mueller investigation because of his involvement when his wife was his conflict when his wife was running for office and he was supporting her. So that should have disqualified him. Rosenstein's right about that. But McCabe's right about Rosenstein. Rosenstein wrote the memo for why Comey should be fired. One of the things Mueller is looking into was there obstruction of justice into the firing of Comey. You got to be kidding me. So that guy's going to oversee this? So both of them had conflicts. And so that's sort of the funny thing is they're arguing with each other. I'm like, you're both right. Neither one of you should be involved in this special counsel, any type of oversight.
All right, I want to thank you both for being with us. Congressman Bratt, the 7th District of the Commonwealth of Virginia. One other race in Virginia's Barbara Comstock's seat is very, very close race there. I hope the people of Virginia get out to vote for you, Congressman Bratt. Thanks for being with us. By the way, don't you hate somebody like Jordan? He's going to run away with, a 20-point victory in his district. It's unbelievable.
Right. Yeah, everybody out there, go to DaveBratt.com, B-R-A-T.
I mean, you're taking on, you have a tough district, and there's your buddy Jim Jordan. He's like, coasting into re-election. It's unbelievable.
Well, he's got to lead the whole country, so he's got a lot on him, too.
No, I'm just kidding. We need you both. We need everybody in the Freedom Caucus back, and we need to build the Freedom Caucus. Thank you both.
Thank you, Sean.
Great. Take care.